Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back yet again to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. We're going to have a fun day today because we are in Charleston, South Carolina once again. And today is all about trees. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Actually, roadside attraction trees here in this area is a thing. There's quite a few of them today. We're going to go check out some really old trees. A 1,500+ tree known as the angel oak, which most people here in the South has heard about. The 1,500-year-old tree. You're not allowed to drink liquids around this or eat food or anything. They're very protective over this very old live oak. I think it is a live oak. It's not too far from this location here. We're going to check that out. There's another tree that we're going to look at on the side of the road. It must be in a little bend, a little curve. They call that tree the Widowmaker. And I guess over time, there's not a whole lot of information about it, but over time, there have been people on that old road that has hit that tree, and they've left their scars on the tree. And you know, that's something else. We have an old tree back home where I'm from. It's in Dead Man's Curve, and people had hit that tree before over the years, and we're going to go check that out. There's another one called the Mystery Tree. Now, all this being said, some of these trees, I hope we can see everything on my list today. I want to go show you guys, but I've never been here before. I am at the mercy of Google Maps to get around this area because I do not know this area all that well. And then we're going to kind of end our vlog after we see the mystery tree. And there's another one that's called the knot tree. And get this, on the knot tree, supposedly the knots on the tree have been painted like a couple animals, like an alligator and a hare, which is kind of like a rabbit, you know. So we're going to check that out. And if we can also, there's also a hula girl tree. A tree dressed up like a hula girl. It's got coconut bra on and the whole nine. We're going to go try to see all that weirdness today. And I ain't even going to get into what the mystery tree really looks like because I don't really know. They say they decorate it differently throughout the year. So just to give you an example, in the summer months or springtime, it will have like summery stuff on it that you would take to the beach. So it might have a bathing suit on it, all kinds of items. I did see one picture that had like a bicycle hanging on the limbs, and it's not a big tree neither, but they go all out like Christmas crazy on this thing and just decorate it from top to bottom. And it's kind of in a wetland. It's kind of in like a marsh area. So they do say when it's dry out there, you can walk out to it. So hopefully if luck's on their side and it's all decorated up today, hopefully we can walk out to it and get a good view of it. If not, I have my Canon G7X today. I will be able to zoom into it, which is a little bit tougher to do on the Insta360 camera, so I'm not going to be toting it around with me today. I want to move a little bit quicker, and that takes a little bit more time and effort to shoot. All right, and then we will end our vlog on Driftwood Beach, and that's a big question mark because the Google Maps only show me so much, and I think the rest of it I got to do like dirt roads, and Google Maps don't really track those roads very well as far as being able to see what they look like. So I'm gonna roll the dice on that one, and hopefully we finish this vlog today off at Driftwood Beach. So if you're ready, I'm ready, my friends. Let's get started today with some exciting tree looking. We're gonna go look at some trees. I'm inviting you to join me. So let's roll. Thank you for coming along on this journey. All right, so we're gonna start our video off today right here at Carter City Self-Storage. As you can see, this is a part of a tree right here. Kind of looks like it's got a light on top of it or a little house or something up there. That's kind of interesting looking. But this right here, they call this Grayson's Tree of Knowledge. And if you didn't know, Mr. Grayson S. Carter had a lumber business back in the 1930s with this cypress tree on location here in Charleston. The tree contains the wisdom of ages. Mr. Carter and his business are long gone, but the tree is still around, sharing his answer on the brass plaque. So all the wisdom of this tree is on a brass plaque. So let's walk up to this old tree, this old cypress tree, and read what this brass plaque has to say. What's it going to offer us? How crazy is this? Look at this old tree right here. Yeah, right there it is. Here in the shadows. Grayson S. Carter Sr., May 12th, 1884, March 3rd, 1981. He lived to be quite the ripe old man right there. Yeah, so right here is the plaque. Right here below it. It says, God made this old tree and I. And we often wonder why the people in this old world are so discontent. My answer, rotten politics, greed, disloyalty to your fellow man. Well, I gotta say, Mr. Grayson, that is, I think that's right on point, my friend. And that is the tree of knowledge. Man, that was a big old cypress tree, man. That is like, you look up at that long enough and it can kind of make you a little bit dizzy. I'm gonna guesstimate this thing's probably a good, maybe 30 feet, 35 feet tall, maybe. Couldn't find no information on exactly how tall it is, but it's quite impressive, and it's got a heck of a shadow going across the road there. I just kind of wish I knew what that was on the very top up there. But it's like a box that's built and it sits up there, and kind of reminds me of a lighthouse that you would see at the beach. All right, so that'll do it for this. I think it's time to hit the road. We got a lot of driving to do today. Just to get to the beach area where I want to end this video, I think is a good 50 some miles away. So we got a lot of ground to cover, a lot of little zigzaggedy roads to go on, but hopefully we have some pretty views when we get to these trees. And that being said, let's get our little journey rolling today. We got some knowledge now, so it should be really easy. All right, my friends, we are out in the middle of nowhere, out here in this old swampy area, and this is where the Widowmaker lives. This tree right here is known as the Widowmaker. I would imagine quite a few accidents have happened here in this corner. We actually have a sign right here, and it reads the same on the other side. It says, please slow down. They have the turn sign showing this is a curve. Look at that tree. Is that not amazing? Man, there are some awesome trees down here in Charleston, man. This is a beautiful area. A lot of the roads I've been driving on here today has been very canopy like. They have reflectors here to show people at night there's a curve coming. But right here is the location of the Widowmaker. Look at all the reflectors they put on this tree itself to just show there's something here. Be careful around this corner. I ain't ever seen a tree quite decorated up just like this, and it's kind of crazy being this close to the road, knowing things have hit this. I mean, look at the scars on the tree itself. Look at that, where vehicles, I guess, have hit it. Very frightening just to think about hitting a tree like that. And you know, as fast as people are driving down this road, and this tree is so big, it's not like you're going to knock it down. And right here they have the signage up here. They have a sign, and it's got reflectors on it too. The Widowmaker. This is an awesome tree here. Look at that thing. It's so thick. Like the trunk is thick, but even the limbs is like just super thick. Look at that one up there. This is one big creepy tree. And I did not find this one on the internets, really. A friend of mine who came down here one time, he read about this somewhere. It's not even on Roadside of America. But, I mean, you can look it up, but I didn't find this on the internet. This was somewhere else, and he told me about it. But I'm sure if you look it up, you can find something about the Widowmaker. It's just not on any app that I use to find like roadside attractions and things like that. So my wife had to drop me off here momentarily to do this part because there was like no parking. So she's being my teammate today. But very cool spot, pretty busy road. I didn't think there was going to be that many people back here on this road, because when we first drove down through here to like do the drive-by to kind of look at the area and look for parking, there was nobody on this road. But that's how it goes. And then you get out of the car and you sit here and you start, you know, standing in front of something they call the Widowmaker. You sure don't want an accident to happen right now, you know, because I have to dive into these woods over here. But all jokes aside, though, this is a very interesting spot. I'm glad I was able to share it with you today. But this is kind of some of the weird stuff we might be seeing today here on our journeys here in the on the suburbs, outskirts of Charleston anyway. So that's the Widowmaker. So let's move on to the next spot. I think we're gonna go to the Angel Oak tree next. 1,500 years old tree. I think it's 65 feet tall. And the canopy that this tree makes is like 17,000 square footage is what it's going to cover. So that's pretty phenomenal. So let's go check out the Angel Oak and get off the side of this old creepy road right here. This is a crazy curve. So let's go have some more fun, see some of the Angel Oak, a little bit more cheerful than the Widowmaker. Let's go do this. All right, I have made it to the vicinity of the Angel Oak. But let me tell you, it is a busy day because it's so pretty out today, but it is going to be a little bit of a walk, a little bit of a hike. We got to go down that way, and that is one bumpy road. So we're going to get walking, and really busy day to see the Angel Oak tree. So we parked way down that way, maybe a half a mile. Pretty good walk. Parking down here is pretty limited on very busy days, and they do have Uber and Lyft. It says only 1 minute. Right here's where they would drop you off, and the entrance to the Angel Oak is just right up here, and right there is the canopy of the tree. There's a lot of people congregated beneath it, and we're going to be one of those here shortly. This is crazy, all these people here to see this tree. This is unbelievable. And right here they have a sign up here, says last entrance times at 4:50. No admittance. When thunderstorms occur during business hours, the park is temporarily closed until it's safe to reopen. And here is the event hours, Monday through Saturday, from the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. No Sunday events. All right. It says entrance this way. Right here they have a donations mailbox if you want to donate. Just look at that. All those people out there taking photos. That is nuts, man. That is so awesome. You know what that tree reminds me of? The Dooku tree. And any of my friends out there who plays Legend of Zelda, they totally get that. The Dooku tree, the great Dooku tree. Or if you go to Walt Disney World, you go to the Tree of Life at the Animal Kingdom. So, but that right there is a real life tree. That thing is real. And it's amazing because it is 1,500 years old. Pretty phenomenal. All right, we made it inside. It says pets to the left of the orange cones. I don't really see no orange cones right away, but they do have a really nice picnic area back here to, you know, have a little lunch or something. I'm thinking as long, oh, here's the orange cones they're referring to. I'm blind, sorry about that. So I guess inside of these like yellow roped off chains, cones, should not have any kind of food, beverage items, anything like that. Right here at the tree, this is the angel tree. Look at that thing. That is unbelievable. You know, I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice, just how gargantuan the footprint of this, of the limbs and everything. It is just huge. Check this out. And these limbs over here are so big, they actually come down and touch the ground as they kind of jettison out to way over here. Look at this. These limbs. That's part of the angel tree right there. Help save the angel tree. Help save the angel oak for future generations. No spike heels. Darn it. Let me go back and change. Look at that. Right there's my wife and my niece. Of course, they're soaking up some selfies. Then when you look at the limbs, all the growth that they got growing on them. It's like ferns. That is crazy. Wow. And here's the trunk.
Look in there. Winnie the Pooh live in there?
Yeah, I totally see that Winnie the Pooh being in there. Probably some beehive in there. Alright, so I was sitting here reading some of these little stands that got up, and over there, that one over there, it actually says it was 400 years old tree. I read it was 1,500 years old. So when you go on Roadside America, it says the angel oak is a sprawling oak tree estimated at over 1,500 years old with branches so heavy a few are supported by wood posts, which we're going to go over there and see those wood posts. They're just on the other side of the tree here. So what is it really? I mean, I'm getting conflicting ages of this tree. Right here, that little sign over there says it's 400 years old. If you go and do like Wikipedia, it says 400 to 500 years old. But yet on Roadside America, maybe they're just wrong. It says 1,500 years old is the estimated age of this tree. So I'm not really sure, but I definitely wanted to give you a little update on that. Matter of fact, we will walk over here right now since the kids have left. Their mother, they was over here reading about this one. So right here it says help save the angel oak for future generations. It says I am old as old can be. I'm estimated to be 400 years old. So I just wanted to definitely point that out. You can read this entire poem. I've already read it once, but I'll kind of back up and let you pause it if you would like to read through it. So now we're going to move around here to the back side and look at these posts that is holding up some of these old limbs to keep them up off the ground. All right, check this out. Right here, this big limb is jettisoning out down through here. Look at this big, it's like a 4x4 or something. Sitting there keeping that one up off the ground to give a little bit of structure. Also, I just noticed they got wires. And I hope it shows up on camera. We're going to zoom in a little bit. You can see these wires up there holding the limbs. Look at that. There's another one up there. Kind of goes over. Ain't that wild? And then right over here is another post. Right here, help holding this limb. And this post has been here for a while because you can see the tree itself is kind of growed into the post. So it's been here for a minute. That is amazing. And this tree, if I didn't tell you, is 65 feet tall. And the bottom, this trunk area, I think I read right, is 28 feet all the way around if you measured it. That is unbelievable. Man, I just cannot get over how much, like, it's like a greenery, it's like fern or something growing on the limbs. All right, so let's walk around here a bit. I want to go over here and see this really big post. See the size of the limb that thing's holding up. We just step over this part of the angel oak and kind of dip and dive through here. It's like a maze. And here we have a smaller post holding up this branch. But these posts here, these things are monstrous. They're almost like telephone poles. Like holding that big old branch up there. I bet this is a scary place during a hurricane, right? I mean, think this thing survived Hurricane Hugo back in 1989, which was like a monstrous hurricane that hit this area. I remember that hurricane very well because I grew up, you know, just north of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I remember when it hit Charleston, it came right up through Charlotte, the eye of the hurricane. It was still a hurricane over 200 miles inland. Woke up that morning, looked outside. The trees in our yard, we had big oak trees and cedars. They were just doubled over. I mean, the wind was just a constant roar. And that was the first hurricane that I had ever been through before. I was really young. I was still I might have been in middle school at that time or something when all that happened. But we was out of school. I remember being happy about that, but I wasn't happy because we didn't have no power. We couldn't play Nintendo. So I just kind of hung out with my parents and we watched the wind blow and just kind of stayed away from the windows because it was very dangerous. Because it's not that the wind is blowing that hard, it is what the wind is blowing that hard. All right, so that's enough hurricane talk. Take another look. All right, here's another post and get a closer look. That in there looks like it's, maybe they put them here, maybe they kind of droop down at times. That don't really look like it's totally touching. If I can reach you up there where you can see it, but I noticed that like this one right here is not totally touching, but maybe they just got it there for the future. If the limb does rest on that it will, you know, help it out. Possibly, I don't really know. This is pretty awesome looking though. Just look at that. That in there might be the biggest limb of all of them. It stretches way over here. You just kind of follow it around. I mean, look at this thing. If you go up and just look at my hand, just to give you a reference, look at this man here, how tall he is. And then look at that limb as it goes up. That is pretty rad. The angel oak. So right here at the base of the angel tree, they have a baby angel tree for the future right here in this pot. That is pretty cool. There you go. There's the future.
The baby.
Just look at this side of the tree. Look at these limbs, how they kind of double on top of each other, how thick and gargantuan that is. And that limb, just follow it. That is amazing. You follow this limb, it just kind of snakes all the way out through here. Kind of goes down in the ground right here. Look at that. It's still going. We're going to follow it all the way out here to the end. Look at that. And then it kind of branches off into that limb right there. Fascinating. And that is the angel oak. That is so cool. I am so glad I finally made it down here to Charleston to witness this in person. And I'm so glad I got to bring you along with me. Thanks for hanging out with me today, folks. I know sometime when you see a vlog and it's like, hey, we're gonna look at trees today. But this is awesome stuff. This is fascinating. This is cool stuff right here. All right, let's see if we can make my way out of the tree area here. Go catch back up with my wife and my niece. I'm glad they're having a good time today. I know they probably felt like some of you did, like it's trees. No, man, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna look at some cool stuff today. All right, so that will conclude our visit to the angel oak tree. They do have a gift shop right here behind me, but they have no, you're not allowed to do photos or any kind of video in there, so I will not be able to film that part. But if you do come, they do have a little gift shop here if you want to go inside and buy something. So I guess I'm gonna go in there and catch up with my family, make the trek back to the car, and figure out how to get out of this road, because when I was walking from the car up here, there was people coming in, and where you're parking on the side of the road, it's like a one lane. So I don't know, well, somebody had to back up because you had one person going north, the other person going south. Nobody wanted to give. It was getting kind of ugly. We just kind of, you know, went around it. But just keep that in mind when you come down here and busy. This road is very busy and full of potholes. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I got a four-wheel, you know, a four-wheel truck with the off-road package on it, because we was using it, because it was just like that. So I don't drive a super nice low to the ground car down this road, that's for sure. Oh man, check this out. I'm on my way walking back and I come across this camper. Look at the sticker on the back of it. It says Our Boy Elroy from the Jetsons. That's pretty cool right there. Ain't that a cool little camper? Check that thing out. That is pretty awesome. He wasn't playing. There ain't a whole lot of room to park back here. He just pulled his truck up in the woods where it was nice and out of the way, where you have at least one lane to drive out of here. Just thought I would share that with you. I like stuff like that. It's kind of cool. All right, on to the next stop, the next tree. All right, my friends, we made it. There is no tree here, but I had to stop and welcome you to Hollywood. We are in Hollywood, not Hollywood, California. Some people call that place Hollyweird. But no, we are in Hollywood, South Carolina. What do you think about that? You know what's wild? I didn't even know Hollywood, South Carolina existed. But right here it says, Town of Hollywood, small but progressive, December 3rd, 1949. So if you didn't know, my friends, now you know. Welcome to Hollywood. I had to show this. That is so cool. All right, my friends, we've made it to our next destination. Right here on Highway 174. And this here is called the Knot Trees. And I'm just being real careful with the traffic because they fly down this road. As you can see this knot right here on the tree, they actually have a hair, or it's like a bunny rabbit face on the tree itself. Looks like they used a maybe a piece of like palm or something to make the ear. Kind of cool looking. Then we cross beneath this one and go right over here. Right here is like a little creek, little swampy creek area, but we're going to take a look at this one as soon as the traffic slows down a little bit. And this is supposed to be an alligator. All right, and right here is the alligator one. Don't really know how much that looks like an alligator. I can see what they're saying. They actually put some green paint on it and made an eyeball like a red. I get it, but don't really look much like an alligator. I don't know if it used to, and maybe this rotted away and broke or something and don't really favor alligator as much, but anywho, that's what that's supposed to be. So now I'm gonna definitely get off this road because it is a busy place. All right, my friends, we are still on this Highway 174 near Edisto Beach. So that's kind of the area we're in. But this right here, right beyond these trees, is the mystery tree. And this is the tree that they decorate kind of seasonally. You see it out there? I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it though. We might just have to zoom in on this thing, but yeah, unfortunately this is about as close as I'm going to be able to get to it. I walked a little bit, just a piece, but it is pretty soupy out here. I want to get as close to the mystery tree as I could. Right there's a little bit better viewpoint of it, but you can really see a lot of the Christmas decorations. It's on it, like the candy canes and things like that. All right, let's keep moving. We got a few more trees to go see. And just to show you, you can see like the soupy, muddy grounds here that you would have to walk through to get out there to the mystery tree. And your old boy Hitchhiking Yeti here, I'm just thinking, nah, it ain't worth it. I came, I seen it, I showed you guys, we did it. That's good enough for me. All right, my friends, right here is the hula tree. See the pink hair on it? It's got the, like the bra, the hula girl look, got a dress. That is the hula tree. Kind of hard to find this one, but it's on your way to Edisto. It's off to the side to the road here. As we're on our way to the Driftwood Beach. Look at this road we're having to traverse. This dirt road out here in the middle of nowhere. The trees really look cool, the canopy and everything. All right, my friends, this here is the area where you have to fill out your day pass. And the reason they do that is because if there's high tide, supposedly, when we get out there and get parked, and this here is the beach, see that dotted line? We're going to be walking out there to where the deadwoods are located on the beach. But high tide comes in around 5 o'clock today. And if you get caught over there, they say that you might not be able to get back. So they just want a record of how many people was in your party and things like that. So really good information. If you do come here to this area and you want to go out to the Deadwood Beach, you want to keep that in mind. Always stop here and sign in and get your pass to put in your vehicle, and then you can proceed. All right, so just some good information. Stay safe. All right, my friends, I made it over here. This here is the parking area to walk over to the beach. You see right here, we have parking sign here. We have beach this way. And this is the way we're going to be rolling. No dogs or horses beyond this point. This is kind of a cool place because they do have horseback riding out here in this area. And this is our path. And there's a lot of people out here, which is kind of surprising. So if you're looking on Google Maps on how to get out here, just look for boneyard parking. That's what that's called. And we're headed over to Driftwood Beach. It's just due this way right along this path. And it is low tide right now, or I would not be adventuring over here, because I would imagine, according to the people I spoke to back there when I was filling out my permit to come over here, they said when it's high tide you might not be able to get back. So maybe this area, you know, has enough water that kind of fills it up, at least on one of those super high tides, maybe like a king tide. I don't know if a normal tide would do it or not, because this pathway, just looking at it, looks fairly dry. So all right, so I made it about at the halfway point of our walk from the parking lot, or almost halfway, and you can see off in the distance the dead wood trees. Look at that. Ain't that cool? Can't wait to get out there and see it up close and in person. So, little update where the lady was talking to us about the tide being high, maybe not being able to get back at high tide. This is the area I would say she was talking about. It wasn't the first area we was walking through, because it's low tide right now. And look at the water levels right here. And if you look right here at the pathway, the water is already creeped over, even at low tide. So I would imagine this is going to be pretty much submerged, and you would have to traverse through the water to actually get back, which I would do. I would not find myself trapped over here. I have no problem walking through water with my shoes. The shoes can be washed and dried, but I would imagine this area at high tide will be pretty much filled in. That's for sure. And this is a little bit further walk than I thought, because I didn't realize this little thicket we came through right here. I thought it was just a straight shot pretty much out in the open, much like this path, but it is not. All right, I think we have made it. I see the ocean. That's always exciting. Have us a little signage right here. Save shorebirds, share the beach. Warning, dangerous conditions due to serious erosion. Man, look at this palm tree right here. It's just been totally washed out. Another piece is back in there. Are y'all ready? Are you ready to see this? Man, they're out here playing football, having a good old time. Look at this place. I have never in my life seen anything quite like this. Look at this. Now I do know, sorry I was shattered out a little bit there. I do know that they have, I think, a beach very similar to this in Georgia, the neighboring state just to the south of us. Don't really know where that is. I've never looked that up before. But I mean, this is crazy. I mean, look at that. There's trees right there. They're just growing. They're just in the sand right there on the water line. Look at that. How crazy is this? I ain't ever in my life seen anything. This is so awesome. Let's walk down there, and there's a lot of them down that way. And look at all the palms right here. You can see where a lot of the sand is eroded away. But man, there's a ton of palms right here on the edge. This is like the movie Castaway. Holy moly. Look at the root system. That is some prickly looking stuff. I guess some people put seashells. Look at this big conch shell right here. Somebody put on there. I bet there's some awesome shell finding going on out here. That's for sure. You know, pictures does not do this justice on how big you know, these trees are. I mean, look at the trunk on that thing right there. Absolutely crazy. So I decided to walk over here and get a little bit closer look at these trees that are still kind of in the water line here. I bet this is a scary looking place at night, right? When it's like dusk, dark or whatnot. All right, so this is wild right here. This stuff here is like coral. Look at that. That is so wild. Just like coral reef or something. So I gotta say that this beach is a treasure trove for shell finding. I'm gonna show you one right here. Look at this pretty one. That's sun bleached, perfectly white, not broken, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Wow, this is pretty impressive beach. Tons of coral out here. Right here on the sand. I thought somebody had been digging over here, but no, that's all like that coral rock stuff. All these kids right here playing on them. And there's just shells piled up all over the place. The only problem about the shells, there's a lot of cool stuff out here to see and find, that's for sure. But I don't think you're supposed to remove anything from this beach. Like legally, I don't know. I think they have a rule. I think I seen a rule back there earlier talking about, you know, don't take the shells or whatever. It's not allowed. So we're not going to take any shells, but there is some really nice ones out here. That's so unfortunate that you don't see every day. But that's probably the reason you're finding them, is because nobody's taking them. And this is like being on Gilligan's Island when you walk up here in this area off a TV show. Look at this. I mean, you feel like you literally just landed. Look at all the shells up here. Is that not absolutely crazy? It's like you're on an abandoned island over here. So cool. All right, so we just kind of made our way over here on the backside. Like the beach is just off to our right. Came over here, my wife and them, they kind of went ahead of me, and they wanted me to show you this tree. Check this out. It's got quite a few seashells decorated all over it. It's pretty cool right there. Oh man, look at that one. That looks awesome. You know what's crazy? You can tell people don't take no shells because they put them all on the trees. And this is like good stuff that you would like to take home with you. Look at that. How cool is that? And there's another one right over here, so we're going to check that one out now. All right, and right here is the other tree. Kind of reminds me of a tree that I seen over on Holden Beach last year when I did a video there, and I walked to the point, and they had a tree that was much bigger than this one though, but it had all kinds of seashells all over it. But the shells on that tree was not as good as these. I mean, this is the kind that people love to have right here. That is so wild. I'm gonna help decorate this tree. We're actually just gonna hang out on there just like that. And that's the hitchhiking Yeti shell. Not that you can tell, but I'll put it here, so we're just gonna call that the one, the hitchhiking Yeti shell here on this awesome tree. All right, friends. So just past those seashell trees, right here is the ocean. And you can tell when high tide comes in, that water just rushes all through this area, and it's leaving something behind. Look, we got jellyfish out here. Right there's a jellyfish. And right over here is a jellyfish. This is those cannonball jellyfish. This is the ones that I've actually picked up before and toss them. As long as you pick them up by the bottom right here, you're okay. You just don't want to be down here on this end. But a lot of times you can put your hand like on the top and kind of pick them up like that and move them if they get close to you, and it won't hurt you. Not telling anybody to try that, but that is a thing that we could do, that you can do. Right here's another one. There's another jellyfish. Just look at this area. This whole thing, you can see all the water out through there during high tide. It rushes in. Then the jellyfish, I guess, you know, they can't get back out. You know, they're not great. They're just blobs that kind of wander through the ocean. They just go with the currents kind of, so they're not the greatest swimmers in the world. All right, friends, we are thick in it right now. We are caged in. Not really. But I do want to go ahead and end the vlog right here today. I want to say thanks for everyone for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I had a great time. Hope you had fun looking at all these kind of weirdo, odd, and somewhat beautiful trees. I think it was a really cool time today. I really enjoyed the whole experience, and I hope you guys did too, because you're why I do it, right? Sharing it with you. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. If you enjoyed today's content, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much. That's all I ask. Just give me a thumbs up. Be my friend. I will be yours. Thank you so much. Always, you are more than welcome to put comments down below about anything you've seen today, or maybe your experiences doing some of this stuff. If you have any, definitely share them. I love reading those comments. And I talked to quite a few of you who brave the comment area. But I know it's not for everyone, so that's okay too. Just give me a thumbs up instead, and we'll call it square, okay? All right, I'm all done. Thanks for real. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all soon. And I'm sure I will. Watcha! One last look at the deadwoods and the ocean. Such a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you again soon.